Well, guys, it's great to meet with you here today. We had a great practice, and all the guys are really firing on all cylinders. And we can't wait to get on the field and really show what we can do and prove that this is a team that can win the championship this year. I guess you guys have come out with your preseason rankings for the league. I haven't seen them yet, but you want my thoughts. You guys have us at number 1. We really appreciate that. It's a great privilege. We feel like we had a pretty incredible draft this year. Got some wonderful talent at every position. We think that our quarterbacks could have some success. That's our most concerning area. But we have all the confidence in the world that our boys can get it done. So at number 2, you got Coach Craig with the Damn Eagles. I think Coach Craig is by far the most dangerous new coach in the league this year. He had an incredible draft. I think it was one of the biggest surprises of the draft. And I know he comes into this league with a lot of experience from some smaller organizations. Tiffany, what was the... Oh, NFL? Okay, so he's coming over from the NFL. So he's got a lot of experience from some of those smaller organizations like that. And it clearly showed in the draft this year. I've already gotten with my coaching staff and circled Week 7 on the schedule when we play him this year. Next, you got Coach Zach with Alabama Blows. I'm going to be real honest. At the beginning of the season last year, my brother couldn't coach his way out of a wet paper bag. He was getting beat by everybody. Everybody in the league. Next thing you know, he's in the goddamn championship, and we're all at home watching from the couch. I mean, what's there to say that hasn't already been said about Coach Zach? He's won 2 championships, and he's played for every championship that we've had. And he works the waiver wire better than any coach I've ever seen. And if the other coaches in this league don't already have the game with him circled on their schedule, they might as well just chalk it up as a loss. Oh, number 4, Coach Griff. Good old Coach Griff. Sadly, last year, the retired Lady Killers came up short in our game against Coach Griff. I would lie if I said that wasn't a tough pill to swallow. To be honest, I really don't think the guy can coach with a damn. I think he just got lucky against us. And at the end of the season, we were in the semifinals and he wasn't. And I'm not going to lie, it was a pretty damn good feeling. So we plan on not only repeating that outcome this year, but making it all the way to the championship. Hopefully he'll be sitting at home watching. I know he's got a beautiful woman and a beautiful home, and he can sit right there on that couch and watch all of our success in the championship game. And when we beat them this year, it's just going to be that much sweeter because of our loss last year. Coach Jake at number 5 with Nebraska Sucks. The man's the defending champ. And in my opinion, he deserves all the praise that's been piled on him for winning the championship in his first season like he did. We have a good relationship. I've worked with him a lot this off season. We've schemed together, worked on some of our player progression together, really game planned. I think me and Coach Jake are really on the same page that my brother Zach is the real enemy. And in my opinion, until we play each other on the field or in the playoffs, that great relationship is only going to continue. I'm really curious to see this year if he can continue to have success throughout the season. Last year, he was, in the top 3 all year long. And I'm curious if that's going to continue or if he dips a little this year. In my opinion, Alabama sucks. Alabama blows, Nebraska sucks, and Beaver Nation are all like neck and neck for that third spot. And I really think that this upcoming game between Alabama blows, Nebraska sucks, a repeat of the championship game, is going to be incredible to watch. I think all the coaches in the league are going to be seeing what's going to happen with that game, and I really think whoever can win it is really going to get some momentum moving in to the rest of the season. Number 6, we got Coach Simon. I'm not going to lie. I was actually quite impressed with his starting lineup. I think he's got some real depth issues, and he needs to get on that like yesterday. But I've spoken with him at conferences and coaching events, and he seems to be very methodical, very composed. He seems to know what he's doing, and I think his success in the draft shows that. I think if he can fix his depth chart issues, that it's going to be his playoff spot to lose, and I think he's might as well have locked one in. So he's going to beat a lot of good people this year, I think. Number 7, Coach Josh with the Sexy Mexies. Ooh, the old Sexy Mexies. Josh is another coach that comes in a league like Craig, with a lot of experience from smaller organizations like the NFL. Coach Josh didn't really have as well of a draft as Coach Craig did, but he should have no problem using the waiver wire to shore up some areas where his team is dipping, like the running back spot. I know he's super stocked at wide receiver. He was able to grab the number 3 and the number 4 wide receiver. Now, those are preseason rankings. These 2 wide receivers could easily end the season at 1 and 2. That's an incredible feat, in my opinion. I think his quarterbacks have really high ceilings, and I'll be watching them to see if they're able to meet those expectations. And I think that he's a good coach, and he brings a lot to the league. I happen to like the guy. All right, next at number 8, we got Coach J with Team Dog Meat. I'm not going to sit here and spin you some sort of Santa Claus story about dog meat. He has 1 running back in the top 75. That's crazy to me. That 1 running back is ranked 48th. His quarterback also has one of the toughest schedules in the country. He's stacked at wide receiver, and I think that's probably really the only reason he's sitting here in the top 10 at number 8. I just really don't see how you can win in this league without a running game. And if he doesn't get that fixed soon, which I think is going to be difficult, because unlike wide receiver, where there's some good ones still available, a lot of the great running backs are taken up. And I think that although you guys have him at 8, I'd be surprised if he didn't slip out of that and have a real tough time making the playoffs. Number 9, Coach Todd with the Dak boys. They're hanging around the middle of the pack. I think he's got one of the best quarterbacks in the country. He's got one of the best running backs in the country. And his tight end can put up some really impressive numbers for that position, mind you. Outside of the retired Lady Killers, I think he's got the best backup quarterback in the league, so he's really got that to fall back on if his quarterback isn't playing that well, or on some of the bye weeks, or when his quarterback has some of the tough matchups. He's got an incredible backup. But he really needs to shore up some question marks at wide receiver. I think that's probably why he's so far down on this list. But I do think that even though sitting at 9, how you guys have him, one of those playoff spots is his to lose, to be honest. Next, all right, you guys have Coach Chad with the Damn Mechanics. I think they have one of the most impressive quarterbacks in the country. I think they got decent talent at the running back and wide receiver position that should be able to put up some modest, consistent numbers. Coach Chad has recently boasted about this special new assistant coach that he's brought on board. Supposedly, His analytics are just off the chart, and he's going to be bringing all sorts of new things to his team. So we're really going to be paying attention to that, and we're going to be watching his team closely to see if this new coach is just smoke and mirrors or if he's the real deal. And he can help Chad go from the 10th spot where y'all have him to locking in a playoff spot, which is not that hard from 10. So we're a little curious about all that boasting he's been doing. Number 11, we got Coach John with the Whitest Mexicans. They're quite the interesting team. I see here they have the number 11th wide receiver, a top 10 quarterback, and 2 running backs inside the top 25. That's pretty impressive. I don't know why you guys have them at 11. His wide receivers. Real bad. Okay. They had the potential to make the playoffs last year. I just see a lot of lack of focus on him being able to get the W's. He just seems to be pulled in a lot of directions. I'm curious if he can put that aside and use some of the talent that he got in the draft to have some success and increase his position past 11. Number 12, you got Coach Jackson. Coach Jackson is quite the interesting case study. I've seen many of the media's articles on his last 2 seasons as head coach for Poop for Days. The rise and fall of his team from in his first year playing in the championship game, only losing by a few points, to last year being one of the worst teams in the league. I think he ended last, didn't he? Yeah. When I met with Coach Jackson in the offseason, we spent a good bit of time together, and I was really impressed with his analytics and his ability to evaluate players. How that translated into such a poor draft, I'm really not sure. I can't quite put a finger on it. I think that his team having such little success in the draft was probably the second biggest surprise behind Coach Craig doing so well. He has one of the best quarterbacks in the country, a top 20 wide receiver, and arguably the best tight end in the game. Outside of that, I think there's a lot to be desired. I think upsetting 2 of the top 6 teams in the league this year should be a good goal of his. Trying to get some continued success, get the ball rolling well, and upset a few guys. It's probably the ceiling for his teams unless he can do some moving around on the waiver wire. Let's be honest, a lot of moving around the waiver wire. But I'm good friends with Coach Jackson. Our doors are always open to him and his staff, and I really wish Poop for Days nothing but success this season. Number 13, you got Coach Nick with the Swamp Boys. The first thing you need to know about Coach Nick is that he sees things in certain players, and not me, not you guys in all your articles and stories, not God himself can tell him that those players aren't going to be successful. He's fiercely loyal to his players. And I think the biggest story of the year this year is we're going to be watching to see if he's going to be loyal to the players that produce for him, or he's going to be loyal to every player. Because that's going to make a big difference on if he improves from this 13th spot or not. He has a quarterback and a wide receiver inside the top 20. He's got 3 running backs inside the top 30. And, that'll shine a little light at the end of the tunnel for him this season. Last year, Coach Nick fought tooth and nail against us for that final playoff spot. And although he came up short, we'll see what he can do this year. Maybe he'll have some more success. And last, we got Coach McCoa. Oh, Coach McCoa. What a goofy son of a bitch that is. Have you seen the guy at practice? I swear to God, I don't think he can get out of a practice without complimenting and high-fiving everybody on his damn team. Personally, I like the guy a lot. I was impressed at him being a new coach starting in this league. He was able to get the number 2 quarterback in the draft, and he's got 2 top 20 running backs. But have you seen, my God, his wide receiver pool? He doesn't have a single wide receiver in the top 75. I don't understand how that's even possible. He needs to fix that now, like right now. Game start tomorrow. We play him this week. I just don't see how he thinks he can compete with us with the quality of wide receivers that he has. If he can get some of that wide receiver stuff sorted out, he might be able to upset some people and have some success this year. I wish him nothing but the best. Well, that's all your teams, and thank you guys for talking with me today. And I can't wait to get week 1 in the books, and I'll meet with you guys after we get that big W. Thank you.